There's a therapist in California named Jewel Love, and he's a therapist for some of the smartest, wealthiest black men in Silicon Valley. And he runs an organization called Black Executive Men. And he posted an article on LinkedIn, and he said the greatest mental health challenge facing black men was what he called onlyness. And I never heard the term onlyness before, but I immediately resonated with the term. Because for most of my life, I felt this sense of onlyness because there were so many times when, I was the first black person in this position or the first black person in this position. I remember when I was 23 years old, I had become a manager of this building supply center. And I was in an all-white environment. I was always the only black person working in the store, and 99% of the customers were white. So I've always been exposed to this phenomenon of being the only black person in a lot of environments. And it never really bothered me per se because I was really committed to certain things, and I've always set goals for myself, and I was following my dreams, if you will. But there was that sense of, where do I fit in as a man who happens to be black? Because a lot of things that I did were not, shall I say, black enough. For example, I used to love to surf. And I know in high school, a lot of people would call me white boy. Hey, that white boy, because I love to surf. I used to ride skateboards. As a matter of fact, I won trophies riding skateboards. And a lot of my black friends accused me of trying to be white because I loved riding skateboards. So it's this feeling of not fitting in as a person who happens to be black in this crazy mixed up world that we live in. And so I have defined onlyness for myself. And my definition of onlyness is a feeling of disconnection and separation from others because of your race. And I've felt that most of my life. A lot of times I don't feel connected to black people because I choose to do things that black people aren't supposed to do, whatever that means. A lot of times I don't feel connected to white people because they judge me and attack me simply because of the color of my skin. So there's this feeling of onlyness. That's the only way that I can describe it, that I struggled for a long time with that feeling. And I no longer struggle with that feeling anymore. And the reason I don't struggle with that feeling anymore is because I've taken the time to really get to understand who Michael Taylor really is. And it's been an amazing 25 years of personal growth and development to get to this point. But I know with absolute certainty who I am. And I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And I absolutely love being black. There's no shame in being black and saying I am a black man. But most importantly, I'm a man who happens to be black. I'm a man first. And recognizing this really helps alleviate onlyness. And so what I've done is I've put together a document, and I've called it The Cure for Onlyness, a black man's guide to joy, passion, and purpose. Because I recognize that every black man is capable of creating an extraordinary life, but sometimes he may get trapped in onlyness and not know where to go or what to do. So this document is a way of me sharing some lessons that I've learned over the past 25 years that have allowed me to create my version of an extraordinary life. And if I can create an extraordinary life, I'm absolutely certain you can do too. So if you're ready to create the extraordinary life you know you're capable of, my suggestion or recommendation is that you pick up a copy of The Cure for Onlyness, a black man's guide to joy, passion, and purpose, and recognize that you already have everything within you to create an extraordinary life. And this book is simply a tool that can support and empower you to do so. So if you're ready to create that extraordinary life, pick up your copy today. Take care.